Abraham Lincoln had to deal in 1858 with an opponent in the form of Stephen A. Douglas. Stephen A. Douglas was a firm believer in democracy. He was so firm a believer that he believed that it was up to every citizen in every territory or every state to cast a majority vote for whether they wanted to have slavery or not slavery. He didn't inquire into the morality of slavery. He simply said that if a majority of the people in a given territory or a given state wanted to have slavery, then they could have it if that majority voted in favor of it. No further questions asked. For him, democracy was an end in itself. That's all you needed to ask. What did the majority want? In modern democracies, we sometimes talk a little carelessly in the tones of Stephen A. Douglas, that what matters is whether a 51% majority has endorsed something. And that is true up to a point. But there is a circle that is drawn around a set of rights. Rights that Jefferson talks about, rights that are articulated in the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. So we recognize that even in a democratic system, there are certain non-negotiables that majorities cannot pass on.
But we've been told that, well, as long as it's democratic, it's fine. That's a terrible idea. The most undemocratic part of the Constitution is the Bill of Rights. I mean, the Bill of Rights is flatly anti-democracy because the Bill of Rights says, we don't care how big your majority is. You can't establish a national church. We don't care how big your majority is. You can't outlaw the press. We don't care how big your majority is. You can't turn to a private group that wants to influence politics and say, we're going to outlaw you meeting together. And these things will always be in conflict. Every American has to decide, do we value democracy more or do we value individual rights more? Historically, the answer in our Constitution is we value individual rights more than democracy. Democracy is a great process, but it's a process. It's not a purpose.